Congratulations, those of you that follow the drama series. You've made it to the season finale of The Mental Files. Book 9, Out of Control. We're going to jump right in. All right, you've had your ride along for the drama fiction series. You've rode along with the frontline workers trying to rescue those in crisis. Mental, physical, and spiritual. In the first series, the first story was The Mental Files, Sheep Among Wolves. The second story was Dr. John Doe. The third was The Mental Files, A Tent Under the Bridge. The fourth story was The Mental Files, Defenders of the Weak. And the fifth story was The Mental Files, Ready, Willing, and Able. And now let's jump into the sixth story, The Mental Files, Out of Control, which is the season finale. I'm going to jump into that right now as soon as I let you know. You can get all those books on Amazon, and I even just released the complete series, and it's called Book 10, The Mental Files Book 10, and it's actually the first 6 stories edition, so you can get the complete season. Also, on my website, on the podcast tab, I do the audiobook readings for free, and there's also an audiobook and podcast series where I read the audiobooks, and then we break it apart as it relates to real life situations and drama, relationship stuff, and then we get some biblical prescriptions, some wisdom, and some answers to navigate our life journeys. And then we jump into more of the inspirational wellness from the files of nurseann.com. So we'll go ahead and jump into The Mental Files, Book 9, Out of Control, which is the season finale by Nurse Ann. The Mental Files, Book 9, Out of Control intro. One more won't hurt. When does the seemingly harmless fun cross into the realm of out of control, placing others in danger? Does the entitled patient comply with his treatment, or will he make the frontline workers pay? Will the big event get canceled due to the officer's mistake? Can he be forgiven, given the benefit of the doubt? What will reign? New beginnings or old habits? Right along on the continuing drama series. The shifts are 24/7. Buckle up for the bumpy ride. Chapter 1. Not that bad. Ma'am, are you all right? What happened? Asked Officer Perez as he took the report of the lady that had been rear-ended and was complaining of back pain. His partner, Officer Leon, was talking with the driver of the luxury SUV who had caused the collision. Smelling the familiar odor on the driver's breath, the officer asked him to step out of his car for the usual routine. As Mars and Maria arrived on the scene for the paramedic call, Leon asked them to call for another ambulance to take in the driver of the SUV who was also complaining of pain. I'll be fine. I can just recuperate at home, insisted Kyle Marshall through slightly slurred speech. I don't think home is an option for you, advised Leon. We could let you spend the night in jail. What? Demanded the irate driver. It's clearly just a little fender bender. I'll pay for her damages. It's not that simple, retorted the policeman. Sir, you're a little bit over the legal limit. Come on, officer. I just had a couple after work with my friends. It's been a stressful week. I'm sure you know all about a stressful job, said Kyle. Yes, I do. I'm not trying to judge you. I used to hang out and have a few after work. I could be in your position also, confessed the officer. But the law is the law. Wait a minute. Don't you know who I am? Demanded the man caught in the crime. As a matter of fact, I do. I ran your license. Don't you own that hotel downtown? That's me, the man proudly announced. Well, sorry, Mr. Marshall. I know the hospital or jail won't be the accommodations you're used to, but your choices now are ER or jail, finalized Leon. Really, officer? You just said you drink after work also, tried the desperate man. I used to. On a different path now, replied Leon. Ha! You mean no more fun? Now you want to act like you're better than the rest of us because you don't party anymore. Don't judge me. Officer, why don't you just lighten up? I'm calling my lawyer, snarled Kyle. In an attempt to buy time for his lawyer to fix his mess, Kyle agreed to the ER visit. After the paramedics loaded their patients, Mars complimented Leon on being a great example. Once again, I'm impressed with your handling of these situations, commented the young paramedic. And thanks again for mentoring me these last few months. I'd probably be in jail, or worse, if you and the others hadn't invested in my life. Hey, it's my pleasure, Mars, replied Leon. It's actually rewarding to see you blossoming in your career and your life decisions. See you Wednesday before the ministry meeting. Are you still planning on having a counseling session before the meeting starts? I am. Olivo is great to talk to, and those video games at the sessions are actually fun. I never imagined I'd enjoy a video game that helps me learn more about my lifestyle and decisions, said the new paramedic. Great, see you in Maria Wednesday then, said the officer as the parties drove their separate ways. Chapter 2, Plans for Celebration. Hey, speaking of after-work hangouts, will we see you again after work at sports time, or are you going to ditch us again? Asked Leon's partner. Sorry, Martin, I'm going to have to claim the latter. I don't want to end up like that guy, said Leon with a smile. You don't really want to hang out with us anymore. I'm kind of feeling left out, complained Martin. Well, with my wedding right around the corner, I'm just trying to spend more time with Lita and get ready for the big commitment, replied the engaged officer. I understand. My wife wants me to spend a lot of time with her, too. I get it. But you could hang out with us maybe at least once or twice a month, said Martin with slightly hurt feelings. You're right. I don't want to forget about my friends. Maybe I'm just avoiding being around all the alcohol and wildness at this point in my life. I don't really want a lot of temptations to lure me back into those old ways. Especially I'm embarking on a new life with Lita, he explained. That's fine, I get it, but at least tell me you're not going to blow us off for the bachelor's party we planned for you, said Martin. Oh, I didn't realize you all were doing that. Where's it going to be at? Asked Leon. We were thinking about the hotel downtown, but since you almost arrested the owner, I think we'll just have it at sports time, he answered. Okay, I don't really want to let you all down, but, just make sure it doesn't get too wild and crazy. Ever since I've been hanging out with Lita and the ministry team and going to counseling a lot of things are changing in my life, added Leon. I've noticed, Leon, but one evening isn't going to take you down that easily, is it? Chided his partner. Okay, I get it. I won't let you down, he answered. After the partners clocked out for the day, Leon drove home and wondered if this bachelor party thing was really a good idea. I know it's a tradition, he said to himself, but I can't afford to lose Lita's trust again. Maybe I'll just make a quick appearance and then make some excuse to leave early, he rationalized to himself. Chapter 3, Mr. Special. After the paramedic teams dropped their patients off at the ER, Mars invited Maria over to his house, this time for some of his mom's homemade casserole. The two had become close working together and were really enjoying each other's company. Both of their mothers were relieved that they didn't actually move in together as they had previously planned. Everyone now realized it probably wasn't such a great idea, but they did enjoy hanging out and eating together and going to the ministry teams together. And back in the ER, Kylena was checking in Kyle Marshall in the triage room. The ER staff had witnessed entitlement before, but this guy seemed to be taking things to the next level. While the nurse was trying to ask him assessment questions, he interrupted by pulling his phone out to call his wife and demanded her to come to the ER to pick him up. After waiting for him to hang up, Kylena resumed her duties. When the triage assessment was completed, she let him know that he would have to be in the waiting room for a little while before they could clear up space in the back. Oh, no, miss, I don't think you understand. I don't ever have to wait anywhere I go. They always take me right back, whether it's the hospital, the restaurant, you name it. So I think you're going to have to change your plans. Is it Kylina? He asked. Sensing his entitlement getting more enraged, she asked for Officer Marcos to stand by while she checked with the charge nurse about the open room situation. Hello there, officer. How long have you worked here? Asked the VIP patient. About 10 years, Marcos answered. I'm sure you've seen people come and go. Look at me. You know I'm not a criminal. I think most of us hang out after work. I don't know what's wrong with that officer. Why he thinks he has to judge me, said Kyle through his rambling speech. When the nurse returned to the triage room, she informed Kyle it would be at least 10 minutes before they could get him in the back. Well, I'm not going out in that waiting room with all those people, he said. I'm just going to sit right here until you can get me a room, and it better be a private room, he demanded. Listen, mister, I'm not sure who you think you are, but everyone has to wait their turn, insisted the security officer. No, you listen, Mr. Security Man. I'm not sure if you know who I am, but as I said, I don't have to wait anywhere, retorted the indignant patient. Thankfully, before things started to get more out of control, the charge nurse let Kylina know that he could have exam room number 4. And that's the end of the intro of The Mental Files, Book 9, Out of Control by Nurse Anne, which is the season finale. And in the next post, I'm going to give you the intro of all the books, which is Book 10, First 6 Stories Edition. You can get the complete series in one if you want, and you're going to save tons of money because by the time you would have purchased the books together, this is almost free. So you're going to want to go to Amazon and look up The Mental Files by Nurse Anne, that's Anne with an E, and you'll see all 10 books there. And as I said, also on nurseanne.com, if you go to the podcast tab, you can hear the audiobook readings for free. And also on that podcast, after I read the chapters, we're going to break it apart as it relates to real life drama and situations and get some wisdom and inspiration from that. And then jump more into the files of nurseanne.com for more inspiration and wellness and creative entertainment with a purpose. So, it's great that you've chosen to ride along. I'm a nurse of 28 years and still going, registered in emergency and mental health. And I'm glad that you've decided to join the action, the advocacy, the awareness, and the adventure of the Mental Files. And I will see you on the next post and over at nurseanne.com.